Hello, freak bitches. Trying to figure it out, but Bisping has said that if GSP can't make it by July, he'll fight somebody else.
Huh.
So he might fight Yoel
How old
Romero.
is GSP now?
Michael Bisping blasts Joe Rogan and Nick Diaz for positively promoting cannabis.
Told ya.
But that might not be real. Like, you know, by saying blasts, you'd have to hear like what he actually said.
I can't tell what it's from. It doesn't.
It's all
say.
clickbait nowadays.
Yeah,
Anyways, right? It's
yeah.
bullshit.
So you might have just seen that. It might have literally been, he's probably hanging out with Joe Rogan. You know, like one of those
Did
things.
you see that that 60 Minutes on and all the, you know, I know this word's a
It's a good
topical
picture
word,
of you.
the fake news or whatever. You see the 60 Minutes on it? Did you see
Hashtag
that?
fake
I
news.
didn't.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, like that word's sort of popular now because I think, I don't know, some people have said it and you know, are popular, but it's amazing now all the people profiting on it. It really showcases. You should check out the 60 Minutes.
No,
It's incredible.
We've had
Clickbait
it.
stuff.
Do you remember the "You saved me from a bear attack"?
Oh yeah.
There was.
Yeah. There
No,
you go.
I got attacked by a bear. Joe shot the bear, and there's a whole article.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was all it was.
I got one that said I killed a mountain lion with my belt.
That's right.
At
outside of
Ice
Comedy,
House, at the Ice House in Pasadena.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think about that? Do you think that it's I mean, all that stuff is pretty. Do you think there should be controls over it, like just outside of being, you know, the FCC being able to like sue people or whatever that never really happens? It feels like. Do you think that it should?
I don't know, because then there's like things like The Onion. It's like, when do you draw the line? Because The Onion is hilarious. So they'll make like a subtle parody of something and make it completely preposterous.
Right.
And then like pull up a good example of an Onion headline. It's like The Onion is
What's the Onion?
Do you don't know what The Onion is?
No.
The Onion is a famous parody news site where they make stories that just, if you're smart, you read it and you go, what?
Like Stephen Colbert or something? He's making a parody on it.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. And most of them are pretty humorous, but occasionally people will tweet me with like an Onion story and like, can you fucking believe this shit, man? It's getting out of control. And then you read it and you go, no, hey, dummy, this is comedy. They're writing.
People don't have common sense, so that's a problem with that clickbait stuff. Is they believe it because they can't read it and be like, that's probably whatever. It's just like they believe everything.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't that the case with like cults and the Moonies and Scientology and like, there's a lot of nonsense that people believe in. It's not hard to get people to believe in shit. Sure. It's a good question. Like, what do we do about it? Do you leave it up to common sense, which isn't very common today?
No, it's not.
Or do you step in? Yeah, rookie Justice Gorsuch, how do you say his name? Assigned to Supreme Court overnight shift. That's a joke. See, because he's a new Supreme Court guy and they're giving him a shitty gig. See, that's not real. But if somebody read that, they're like, this is bullshit. These fucking liberals, they're just because he's a conservative, they're putting it
on the night shift.
Yeah. There's no night shift. Man tries using pink 6-pound bowling ball to great amusement. That's not real either. You see, like, it's like what they do. They write these articles that are comedy.
But they pose as news, which is a little, I think it's different because, right, if you have, you know, if you're fiction and you're posing as
real news.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like, where you know, if obviously, like, there's no more journalistic integrity. It feels like.
Well,
I mean, there's some. It just feels like there's you know, it's just, how do you know? How do you you know, you read the news, you're misinformed. You don't read it, you're misinformed. You're not informed. You're just like, well, you know, what do you do?
So have you been the topic of something?
Oh, I mean, no. There's been fake stuff about me, for sure. Oh, that's like my said. My dad said, you know, believe half what you see and none of what you hear.
Right.
You know, I always laugh because there's always some silly thing. My friends will come to me and say, "Hey, do you really do this?" No, I didn't do that. I didn't
there's a ton of fake stuff out there. There's a ton of fake stuff.
I'm sure there's a ton of stuff about you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I just won recently. I disarmed a guy at the Comedy Store. Some guy had a gun, and I disarmed him. A buddy of mine who's a cop said, "Hey, man, congratulations on that. It's
good
tough
job
to do." I'm like, "What?
Good job.
What did I do?"
You saved people. You saved people's lives.
But you could ruin someone's life, you know, in a second.
Yeah.
You know, if someone
the wrong
in a
story.
way.
they say the wrong word. You know, someone says he, you know, they all they got to throw is allegedly or something. They say, allegedly raped somebody or something. You know, they ruin some poor guy's life.
Yeah.
You know, reputation just out the window.
Well, that's what they've always been able to do with those supermarket tabloids. Say allegedly from a source. A source tells us that Cam Haines likes to, you know,
Whoa, be careful
here.
here.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But
Shoot bows. Shoot.
But yeah,
you don't have to do much more than that, and you kind of cover your ass, and you say, I have to protect my sources, I have the First Amendment right, and it's a weird time. It's a weird time because essentially the boundaries to publication have been dissolved. It used to be that you had to work for the New York Times or the Washington Post or a newspaper, whatever. Now, all you need is a blog or a Facebook page, and you're breaking news, you know, and just Scott Eastwood admits to, you know, wearing women's clothes while he hunts for deer.
That's going to be on one.
Larry David, I wear women's underwear. That's one of the best lines ever.
It's strange. It is definitely, you're right, it's definitely strange. But I mean, who's to decide? I mean, I know they're trying to work on some ways to figure it out. I know Facebook is working on some different ways to block fake news, but who's to decide what's fake and what's real, and who's to decide where it becomes parody? When is it funny? Like, when is it The Onion, when it's pretty subtle?
Sure.
And when is it just like some guy making up a story about me saving you from a bear attack? You know, and it's weird.
I know.
I don't sweat
it's
it.
A tough one.
Yeah. I'm not really concerned.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, I'll sleep well at night. I'll be okay, but
it's a weird sign of the times. The times are weird.
Yeah.
We have weird times. And the ability to communicate where anybody can do anything at any time and everybody can find out about it. Like, you could write something on your Twitter page, just publish it, and then it gets to the right amount of people, and then they share it, and then all of a sudden, 1 million people have seen it inside of an hour. And that's never.
No, it's crazy, but it's good too.
Yeah.
I mean, we've used that for our benefit.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what you do all the time. That's what I do.
You have a voice.
I mean, this made you have a voice, or me have a voice. You know, you've always had one, but me have one, and so it's an amazing time too.
Well, even my voice is way different now. Like having a podcast, and that's much. In a lot of ways, the same thing, because it's just, I mean, this is a pretty lean operation, obviously. It's just I
was surprised.
Just a computer, you know, Jamie to figure it out, and then we talk, and then you upload it, and that's it.
Yep.
That's it. There's not a whole lot of steps, and yet this will probably get 5 million downloads, you know, or maybe even more. So it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird in that sense that it can reach so many different people, and then there's no corporation behind it. There's no Washington Post. So we could just sit here and just make up a bunch of fake shit and just be really adamant that this really happened. And, you know,
a lot of people are going to believe it.
And how could someone stop you from doing that? I don't know if they could. You know, as long as you're not slandering anybody and you're not getting sued.